GFS National Weather Service model. This is for Lincolnwood, Illinois, part of the Chicago area, Westridge. This includes West Rogers Park. High temperature today, 91, says the GFS. European computer model, 91 degrees. GFS has a southwest wind at 8 miles an hour, European 9 miles per hour during peak heating. Icon computer model, that's the German model, high today 89 degrees. Meteo Blue, that's Switzerland, high temperature 92 degrees. North American Mesoscale, that's a higher resolution model, but probably more accurate, 95 degrees for afternoon highs, 10 mile per hour winds from the south. Here's the high resolution European computer model. High temperature today, 97 degrees. The HRRR, which is the high resolution rapid refresh, high temperature today, 95 degrees. It's important to look at the humidity and also the wind speeds regarding all this. Wind speeds generally, as we said, around 10 miles per hour, except Meteo Blue, expecting wind speeds around 3. It doesn't really sound too realistic knowing the Chicago area. Tomorrow we go into the afternoon. GFS model forecasting a high 95 degrees with winds becoming northeast off the lake by turning between 5 and 7 o'clock, more like 7 o'clock, winds turning off the lake. European computer model forecasting a high in the mid-90s with a chance for thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon as winds turn off the lake. That's for the European computer model, West Rogers Park. Icon computer model, high temperature tomorrow, 98 degrees. Right after that, thunderstorm with winds becoming off the lake, drastic drop in temperatures into the 80s. Meteo Blue, high temperature tomorrow, 95 degrees. Winds remaining out of the southwest through the afternoon. Again, very light mile per hour. That's just the way that model works. North American Mesoscale model, we mentioned that might be the most accurate. High temperature tomorrow, 100 degrees. That's in the West Rogers Park area with a 3 mile per hour wind at the time that occurs, but a drastic drop in temperatures between 2 and 3 o'clock as winds turn off the lake, 80 degrees by 3 o'clock. And that's according to with 20 mile per hour winds, but by 2, temperature reaching 100 degrees. High resolution. The actual name for this is the High Resolution Deterministic Prediction Center, and I believe there's a connection between that and the European computer model. High temperature tomorrow, 94 degrees before winds turn off the lake in the evening. The high resolution rapid refresh tomorrow afternoon high, 100 degrees for a couple hours already, 8 or 9 mile per hour winds. Let's take a look at those dew points according to the various models this afternoon. Dew points going into the low 70s, producing a heat index in the upper 90s. Tomorrow afternoon, this is the European computer model. We have dew points going into the upper 70s. And, there's something unbelievable happening tomorrow night. A dew point of 80 degrees tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m., with a temperature of 85, pushing the heat index close to 105 degrees. But we already have very high dew points already by 4 p.m., even before that, by 2 p.m. already. Super high dew points, even at 1 p.m. with temperature 93 degrees, European computer model, dew point of 78. That's going to make the temperature feel about 16 degrees warmer, about 109. We also have super light winds, according to the European computer model. We have temperature, heat indices tomorrow afternoon, for much of the afternoon, ranging from 103 to 109. That's what it looks like over here. 106 at 2 p.m. heat index. That's dew points in the mid-70s. And we have dew points even at 5 o'clock, a dew point about, 78, producing a heat index of 106. 6 o'clock p.m., that heat index looks like to remain also at 106. Very humid conditions for tomorrow, which will coincide with light winds, according to the European computer model. Let's take a look at the Icon computer model. We're going to skip the GFS because you might as well do the North American Mesoscale model. For this afternoon, dew points going into the low 70s, as temperatures go up to 89 degrees, heat index going into the mid-90s. Tuesday afternoon, that's the hot day for those areas getting hot. High temperature, West Rogers Park, 98 degrees, dew point 75, pushing the heat index at 108. We'll also see a heat index of possibly 109 earlier than that. So, and then that thunderstorm comes, and evening temperatures are still hot and humid, with heat indices remaining in the mid 90s. Let's go on to the next model, the North American mesoscale model for this afternoon. High temperature this afternoon going into the mid 90s, dew points in the mid 70s, putting the heat index at about 103 for West Rogers Park, with a wind of 11 miles per hour. If the wind really is 11 miles per hour, that pretty much cancels the heat index for people doing exercise. It cancels much of it, but it does not cancel the wet bulb globe temperature. So we're going to take a look at that as well. It does lower it. Tomorrow afternoon, high temperature 100 degrees, dew point 74, with a 3 mile per hour wind, going right along into the high resolution deterministic prediction model. For this afternoon, high temperature going up to 97 degrees, dew point 72 degrees, pushing the heat index at about 104. Winds 11 miles per hour at the time, so that lowers the heat index significantly. It doesn't officially lower the heat index, but unofficially it lowers it. And for tomorrow afternoon, the high resolution model puts us at an afternoon high of 94 degrees, dew point 74, pushing the heat index at 102, with a wind with significantly lighter, only 5 to 7 miles per hour. The heat index chart was made for winds of 5.6 miles an hour. We have the high resolution rapid refresh. That model puts our afternoon high for today up at 95 degrees, dew point 68, putting the heat index into the upper 90s this afternoon with a 10 mile per hour wind, which again unofficially cancels the heat index. Tomorrow afternoon we have temperatures going up to 100 degrees, dew point 68, pushing the heat index about 105 with a 9 mile per hour wind, which unofficially brings down that heat index to some extent. That's for the Chicago area. If you want to look at the wet bulb globe temperature, it will be too complicated to take each model, but let's just take a look at what the National Weather Service is forecasting for our area. So today's August 26th. We're at a 42 degrees north latitude. Forecast highs, National Weather Service, 96 degrees, dew point 66. Cloud cover at 20%. Maximum heat index today, 100 degrees, says the National Weather Service for West Rogers Park, with a wet bulb globe temperature of 84 degrees. Taking a look at tomorrow. We'll have to plug in the various possibilities. There are places in Iowa where we're going to be seeing wet bulb globe temperatures approaching 90 degrees this afternoon. Especially Sauk City, I think that's how you pronounce. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not. But wet bulb globe temperature 89 degrees this afternoon. Kansas City, Missouri, 88 degrees. That's the wet bulb globe temperature. St. Louis, Missouri. This might be for tomorrow afternoon, really. Up in central Wisconsin, we're looking at La Crosse. I don't know if that's Wisconsin or Minnesota, but wet bulb globe temperature 88 degrees either for today or tomorrow. Very hot stuff occurring over there. It's recommended to take at least a 40-minute break each hour if working or exercising in direct sunlight with wet bulb globe temperatures that hot in the upper 80s. For the Chicago area, wet bulb globe temperatures in the mid-80s. Take at least a 30-minute break each hour if working or exercising in direct sunlight. We have an excessive heat warning in effect for the Chicago area for today and tomorrow. It's unknown whether a lake breeze will be developing for tomorrow afternoon at this time. As we pointed out, various computer models are forecasting various things, but it does look like the early afternoon, at the very least, will make it into the mid-90s with high heat indices. What happens after that is a question mark. Either temperatures are going to continue to go up and approach 100 degrees and then drop, or we're going to see temperatures dropping after that. That's for the West Rogers Park area. For Joliet, in the south side of Chicago, south suburbs, southwest suburbs, temperatures going up about 100 degrees for tomorrow afternoon, upper 90s to near 100 degrees. Stay safe. I wish everybody a wonderful day.